And welcome back to the afternoon entertainment hour with OJ's Juice Bar. And here's today's juice, ladies and gentlemen. And let's see who we got in our room over here. Let everybody know who you are.
My name is Mr. Flores. I'm the writer of the book called Space Alliance. Came out on February 24th. Just came out release date.
All right. So, tell everybody, who you are, just a little bit about yourself. Are you a Stocktonian? Did you live somewhere else? Are you from here?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Stockton, California. I started writing my book like during my end of my senior year of high school. Then I started to continue to write during the beginning of when I went to Delta College during the beginning of the semester, whenever I had free time. Then and the reason why I wrote this book in the first place is because it was after reading the book Ender's Game and in the Shadow, I couldn't find any of the book that I liked that was entertaining. So I decided to write my own book, which just got me started writing in the first place. Once I started writing it out, I actually thought it was going to be good enough to entertain me, but I didn't really think. But after I showed a teacher, college professor of mine that works in Delta College that was child development, she highly recommended me to publish it, which I've been trying to do for like over a year after that, which was a hard thing to do and to write it.
Oh, okay. So like, this is your first book, or you've been doing a bunch of books?
No, this is my first book I ever this is the first book I ever wrote.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. So you ever get like, your minds, your character? How is it for someone like yourself to just like wake up and say, I want to write a book?
Yeah, I just got up and just say I want to write a book. Like I want to write a book that's good enough that I would like to read though, but I didn't know it was good enough to entertain until my teacher read it and told me, saying like, hey, publish this book. This is good enough for anyone to like, not just yourself, anybody else to write. Like mostly children will like this, but I think teenagers and adults will actually like this too, due to the fact that it's science fiction, and it's relatable to Star Wars and Halo, and any other kind of science fiction, popular science fiction things that anyone would like, and something that sounds realistic, so something that could happen, but at the same time, like not yet. But something that could happen if you think about it long term wise.
Yeah, like how'd you think about the images, the name for it?
The cover was actually provided by the publishing company. They actually showed me options of images. I typed in like a search bar they have relatable to what I'm looking for, and I picked this one. And there's no pictures in my books though, but there's a lot of writing and detail that I put into it. And the way it is though, like the characters are kind of relatable to realistic people that you mostly run into. Like if you think about this game that is called Star Wars Republic Commando, it's kind of relatable to those characters. The main characters that you are and the people that you're with. There's basically about four main characters, but they don't start off as adults. At first they start off as adults though, as introduction, but then after being recruited by an alliance, by the universe, by an United Nation that's basically called Space Alliance, that's out of this world basically. Think of Star Wars basically, like how they have their republic, whatever. That's how it is though with this one, except they discover Earth and they recruits for humans that they believe that can help them achieve victory over a war that they're fighting against.
Yeah, like I see your book and like many characters. Like how many do you say?
There's 4 main characters, but there's an extra character that may be a side main character. But it's mostly about the 4 main characters that are in it.
So what is it like? Is there a man, woman, child?
They're basically at the end, like throughout the whole story, throughout most of the story, they're about 4 8-year-olds boys, whatever.
Okay.
And they're basically trained since birth, whatever. Since they were rejuved, made younger to be newborns, and then trained at the beginning. Because the best kind of way to train someone is basically at the very, very beginning, as early as possible. Which is basically newborns, and which is why my teacher liked it, because I included the stages of child development perfectly on it. That's what she told me.
Okay, so what would you label this book as? Dramatic, information, adventure,
maybe adventure and.
What's that other word? Adventure and mystery, or what is it?
No, it's not mystery. There's no mystery involved though. But they do make a few discoveries when they're fighting the enemy that they're trained to fight. like a few extra discoveries. I don't want to spoil anything though, because there's a few extra mysteries. Like it turns out what they thought they were fighting was actually more to it than just fighting them. Apparently, they had some secrets of their own that made it harder for them to conquer over.
So, like, what is the process of, getting this kind of paper and also putting something of your work on a book? How long did it take you to get this
Published?
completed? Yeah. And
it took me
like a lot of readers to overlook it. Do you make sure all the spelling's correct and how you wanted it?
Yeah. Like the publishing company actually edited it for me. Like I edited the word spelling and all that. But when it came to actually putting extra detail, like some teachers of mine and once actually my child development teacher told me to publish it, she told me to go to this English tutor that actually knew how about publishing. So I showed her, and then she showed me to another college professor that actually helped me edit it out. Think, all right, I added details on certain parts on these. Then after I graduated, I couldn't get a hold of them anymore because I couldn't put it. After I looked at it over, it's like, you know what, like, this is good enough. Whatever, it's good enough for me to put. This has good enough details for anyone to imagine it and actually like it. And some people actually bought it. That actually bought the book already, enjoyed it.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Because these characters are like, when you think of 8-year-olds, don't think like we kids though. I've seen a lot of videos of realistic kids doing these amazing things like handstands, jumps, backflips, carrying no weights, like jumping off 2-story buildings or some like 2-story house, whatever. I seen an 8-year-old did that once. It was crazy.
Man, like you were just telling me you have several people bought or purchased your books already. Did they ever give you like a review or give you a little message that they liked it?
Yeah, like only one person made a complaint with my cousin that seemed like she's disappointed at the ending, but it's a long term, like what's the word for it? It's a good impression like on her list. Like it doesn't matter if you're gonna long as it leaves a long term impression on someone, you did a good job on it.
Well, yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. As long as it leaves a long term impression on them,
I see the image. You have it on posters and bookmarks. You got it on a book now. You got your own card.
Business card.
I mean, you have the whole shebang right here, the whole layout.
This was actually provided with me thanks to the company. It's called Ex Libris, and this is where I highly recommend to get the book from. You can also get it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble online at least, but I recommend Ex Libris because you cannot find books that are on Ex Libris that won't be on bookshelves. I try to convince Barnes & Noble, but they won't do it due to certain on-demand printing terms, I guess.
Yeah, they probably got their own set of rules and policies. But yeah, like getting everything back stowed and stitched. Like now, have you yet put these books in a store somewhere yet? Are you figuring out? Are you still beginning? Do you know?
I'm still beginning on this. I'm working on another. I'm actually trying to get this word out though. But the problem is, the only other bookstores that I know around town are basically bookstores that have used books, which mine is still new. It doesn't count yet.
So do like an opening or a signing or a cold read.
I'm planning on doing a book signing if everything goes well. But if it don't meet certain standards that I want, then I won't do it. Then I try to do it at Barnes & Noble because it's more neutral, but they don't do it because it's on-demand printing because they're to the rules.
Or you could do like everybody else does, like create yourself an event. People that are interested,
that's what I'm doing.
And get people that already bought it and tell their friends to come.
They're actually doing it right now. In fact, my cousin that's going to school, that's still going to elementary, I think she's going to middle school now, but she actually showed her teacher, and actually she's highly recommending it to her students to read it.
Like what got you into writing and stuff?
What got me into writing in the first place was basically like people kept saying you have to read book more often. So I looked for a book, and my aunt actually, she showed me some books since I was going to college, about to go to college. She showed me some textbooks and this kind of book you read. She showed me a book that was an old book called Ender's Game, her copy of it that she had. I read it and I got into it, and only that one, and then also reading another book called Ender's Shadow by the same writer. And and after reading them, I couldn't find any of the book I actually liked reading. So I started writing my own book, which was making this.
So how do you feel, a box come to your house and your books are completed and you just open your box?
Yeah, I know, very exciting. I was like, yes, it finally came out. And they even called me saying, congratulations, you're now a published writer. I was like, yeah. because it was like hard to get this done, like especially finding the right company to actually publish it willingly.
Like stuff,
Like
people that are
papers?
reading like books like that, would you make a sequel or would you base on another book? Is there other stuff that you want to write about?
Yes, there's other stuff I want to write about.
Is there like stuff coming up that we should know, or like if you would like to say a little bit?
I'm working on another project actually on this actually, and if this goes well, I will try to publish another book. I don't want to give any spoilers to what it is. Or
Yeah, please don't. I know you know this right now. I know you know this by now, but do you could say what month maybe they can, or maybe next year you'll surprise them.
Maybe next year though. Like I might actually surprise them right now with another book if this goes well.
Yeah, like I said, all of you people out there, just checking out his book that he came out with. Let's see how it is. You guys gotta. Where am I at? Right here. There you go. Right there. That's what this book is, ladies and gentlemen.
What's funny is here's how I know my book actually got attention right away. My other aunt, she actually just texted me a picture saying that she got my book recently, and that's when her nephew came out of nowhere and wanted to take it from her.
So have you read this to your family yet, as a circle, or just someone that you're comfortable with?
So far, I haven't read it to anyone. I haven't read it to anybody else as a story, or whatever. I just let them read it themselves to get into it.
Okay, yeah,
because I don't think my voice.
That's
is
good
actually
because
perfect.
that's good because you want them to feel the experience of reading your book.
Yes. My book is it's actually more unique though. I feel like like people got into Star Wars when they first started reading it. I hear that George Lucas started off as a comic book series in a cereal box. From what I heard, at least.
Yeah, like have you ever ran into other writers and book authors and hear their stories and like maybe I'll do that on my next book, but everybody gets a little bit of everything from each other.
In fact, before I published the book, when I was still going to Delta, I actually went to some writers convention, but that was actually after I finished writing it, and they were telling me all these different tips that saying like no matter what kind of genre your book is, you have to have some kind of humor in it. So there is like probably one or two jokes into it, but they're clean, so nothing to worry about.
Yeah, like I see you guys got the book. They gave you your barcode and everything, and also and maybe in the future, but like it says, it could be different. You could be a different book writer. People would have sometimes pictures or prints of pictures in there, but like I said, everybody's different.
Yeah, but like some people. I actually looked over my book though, and even the company that published my book though, that have the one's an expert on marketing, highly recommended it. And like, why are there any pictures in your book? And after they read it, they're like, oh, you know what? You don't need pictures in your book. That's perfectly the way it is.
Yeah, stuff like that yourself. That's what I was saying. You could always get people to
draw art. Yeah, for
like a survey. Like, would this be good to read it? Just like word wise and have them use their imagination.
Yeah, it's better.
Or just have pictures. I always wonder, what kind of crowd would that like books will catch? What kind of people? Older teens, people that love to read.
Basically, anyone that likes to read though, and not just like mostly like young children will be into it though. But like I think mostly teenagers will get into it too because it's something like that sounds like they can enjoy, like Star Wars. Basically, like anyone can read Star Wars now because not just children, teenagers, adults. Anyone can get into it. That's how my book is. I believe. Same thing with like armor. Like with them, when they were already trained, they're given armor. The 4 elites that were trained to fight the war with them, they were given armor, and like I tell them how the design is and everything, which I leave to their imagination. That's something that no drawing can capture. Basically, and even if it does, it won't probably match it 100% accurately. As the way anybody else can imagine it, because to them, their imagination can run wild with it. And not only that, according to my child development teacher, said it will inspire children to do certain things, exercise, do more in school, like start studying more, like because they are like mostly when children read like watch TV, read books, whatever, when they see a hero like just doing like all these different things that are like dangerous, like right off the back, they think they can do it too because they try hard enough and believe. But no, like the reality is that you got to train for it and work hard for it. That's how it is with them. They're trained since they were born. Like they're being talked to as newborns, whatever, told like saying this is what this is, this is what that is. And then as they get older, that's when they start going into further studying, then taught how to read more, taught how to being pushed more to exercise more, which actually will tell children to, like, you know, if you want to be able to do backflips and front flips, you have to exercise, train more, be sharp-minded, be smart about certain things.
Yeah, like hearing you dipping into like stuff like that. Who would be like your book author? Who would you look up to? Like, who's your writer that you would like to read? Who do you normally read? Like, I hear a lot of people. Stephen King. I hear a lot of John River. Yeah, I hear a lot of people's names. You know, a lot of book authors. But you know, what kind of books do you normally read at home for yourself?
The only two books I actually read was Endless Games in the Shadows by Orson Scott Card. Those are the only books I actually got into. Some books I actually got somewhat into, but never really fully into my heart into it. You know, like it felt like more like an assignment than actually for fun. Mm-hmm. And there was some other books I actually read, but not based on like story-wise. It's mostly about documentary, like about wolves. Like wolves are my favorite animals, basically, and which is why I include somewhat of it into this book. Like I said, they're like for instance, I have one of the main characters tell the four main characters thing, like, you guys are like a pack of wolves. You work together as a team, like an actual squad, like an actual pack. You're always together. You're together since you were born. You train together. You work together well as a team. Even though despite their individualities, like each of them have their own characteristics. Like not the same, like say clone troopers or Star Wars. They're more like individuals. Like you have a tough one. You have one that's more sensitive. One that has more leadership skills, one that's the more smart, sharper than the others, kind of like that, in a way.
Oh, like I said, see that like what would be your message to like people that are just beginning to write? Do you have like tips for someone that are beginning?
Yeah. For instance, if you're gonna write a book, don't think about what people want for at first. If anything, just write it how the way you want to read it. Like if you write it, the whole thing from start to finish. How would you read it though, if you see this book on the stage, like posted by some other random person at least? Like how would you read? Like would you read it if, like for instance, I know I would read this because I wrote it because I know I like it though. If I would write something that I don't enjoy, why would you think other people would enjoy it?
Right.
That's how it should be at least.
Like stuff like this, like I wondered about, you know, getting it processed and, you know, copyrights, what website, you know, like. How you know what is a good deal? How you know you're not being overrun by the prices? Like they said, you pay how much for that, and you could have went on this site.
Yeah, well, you have to look up more than one site. For me, it took a while to find the right company. I found this one that actually was overcharging me, but it wasn't going to give me that much publicity. It wasn't going to give me all this compared to what it is.
All right.
So I found this one, Ex Libris, and they actually told me some celebrities actually published through them, not just me. Some actual celebrities, like some people, an actress that starred in Spider-Man. I think someone that was the father of Beyonce, I believe, published through them as well.
Okay.
So something I didn't know. They told me, saying, all right, then, like, if you're nervous, but what I like about them is they always constantly call me, like, on a regular basis when they tell me, like, oh, they want to make sure I'm actually satisfied with my book. They make sure, everything's perfect because I'm paying for it. Like, they want to make sure everything's perfect. Like for me.
Yeah, because...
But with them, like, not a lot of companies would just do it. They'll just ask you, like, a few random questions, like, how you want it, then that's it. They don't call you again after that until everything's ready. But them, they actually call me, show me a picture of the cover before they actually print it. Send me an email saying, all right, then call me back. Call me whenever you can. Like, if you approve of this. Approve of the contract, approve of the picture.
That is great because, you know why? Because they don't want to lose you as a customer.
Yeah.
And also, you know,
they want to make
you're using their name on your books to make them look bad. You don't want them to look. That's why they ask you, is it right? Do we need to redo it?
Yeah.
They want you to look good because their name is all over it.
Yeah, exactly. So. But like not a lot of private companies would do that now because I hear that they actually just want to just write your book and that's it.
Like pop your done and
that's it.
Go have fun.
Yeah, that's it. With them, they actually have a private.
So their customer service is really well.
Yes, as far as I know, yes. From what I'm satisfied, they even have a mark. Even after my book is published, they still call me every now and then saying, "All right, then what do you want to get out of your book? So what do you want to accomplish from your book?" And that's when they start saying, like, "All right, then, well, you know what? I'm thinking my book is actually good enough to be made into a movie." Think, well, we actually have a project on that. So they actually say, like, "All right, we're gonna have some people get into that. So we'll look at your book, see if it actually have a good quality enough to actually be made into a movie. Like, anything that can help me out with." And for instance, they're actually having to actually help get the word out on my book. They're actually having my book to be displayed in Toronto, Canada. They have some kind of something called event called Word on the Street. That's actually basically a book festival. Not just everyone from Canada goes there. Everyone from around the world basically that are into books goes there. So I think my book or some kind of poster of it will be displayed out there, which will also give information about how to purchase it.
Yeah, stuff like that too. Like, you want it as yourself because you're still learning and you're like learning how to promote it all the way around so everybody can read it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So like you said, go to these little events. Like, I'm like, you probably don't go to all of them, but like just go to some of them. Have like a flyer.
Yeah.
And say, this is what the book kind of like a little bit of it, but don't give them the whole thing.
Yeah.
And just tell them,
Yeah.
what, like, how much it is, and then when you're gonna have your events, at what location to do like some reads, so you can get a lot of people to get a little bit of read.
Yeah. I actually plan on attending Stockton Con this year to hand out more of my business cards to people, like if you're into science fiction books.
That is really good.
Yeah.
You're gonna meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
Even the people that do the same thing.
Yeah.
Comics. You might run into somebody that might want to make this into a comic. You never know.
Yeah.
They might like it themselves, and then you guys could collaboration, and maybe they can do the sketch artwork of those children.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, anything can lead to something bigger. The only thing I'm worried about is people that are against it, which what kind of people are against it, which I actually thought about in the beginning before I published it. The only kind of people I can think of that will be against it is people that are not into science fiction books, but people that think are going to be more hardcore against me are overprotective mothers, basically.
But you got to remember, everybody, you're not going to please everybody, but you got to please who you want to please because you're the writer, and you write what you wanted to tell us.
Yes.
To make us to read, to embrace us, to enjoy your book. So like you said, just go, hi, my name is, this is my book, or my information.
Yeah.
And then ask them, maybe ask them what are they working on. Yeah. And then you got anything coming up, because I want you to check out mine, and then maybe we can collab on some stuff.
I talked to some people that actually published the books already, but not famous, not fully aware. Like for instance, Barnes & Noble usually have book authors come by there once a month, and when I was in Delta, I used to go at Barnes & Noble, hang out every now and then, whenever I have free time. And sometimes I would run into them, ask them questions, and a couple of them actually pitched my story to, and they say, well, it's actually really good. It's something new. It'll be amazing. You just gotta work on it, make sure it's detailed and everything.
Yeah, like they said, don't be scared. Don't beat yourself up. Like, I didn't do it better. Like it says, just keep trying and keep talking to people and keep spreading it here, San Francisco, little book author things, little events. People that that read or love books or information. Just hear a book here, or like those little libraries. Like I said, just talk and then see how, like a survey, how far does your book good. Like you said, your book's going somewhere out there.
Yeah.
Like it's spreading. Like I said, you could do it, like I said, internet, a PDF. Like I said, it depends on how you're pushing your book and who you're pushing it with. But that's great that you got this accomplished, and now you just want people to enjoy it and read it. Yeah. So like you said, just go to those events and hit them up, and even like mixers. Yeah. Go to mixers, have them on your card, let them know who they are. Maybe they can help you, like I said, and create it, or help you push the book better. Like I said, there's a lot of people out there that like to see. Like I said, they might enjoy it. They might love it. Yeah. Actually, it took a little time, but I actually go jogging around my block. When I run into someone, I run into someone I actually knew a while back, and I showed her, saying, a picture of my book, saying here, look, I published the book, saying, oh my gosh, congratulations, I'll actually buy it, saying, I'll read it, and I'll have you sign it. All right. Yeah, just taking all that, for say your next book, that this is what, 99 pages. Yeah, and it's the way they printed it out. I guess they were trying to save paper, and they printed it out like that. They didn't count any words or anything. I looked at the editing they showed me. They didn't show me all right, then here's what we're gonna edit out though. Showed red lines on the word perfect, showing. It's all right. Do you mind if we cut this word off and replace it with this word instead? Any little things like that, which I have to approve of, which I actually did. Okay, yeah. So they step by step
Yeah.
guide you through your book to make. Oh, okay, I see how that is. Just, is there anything else, information like where they could, like you said, if you have another, like, do you have some kind of reading event or like for people to catch you or some kind of website they get to see?
They actually made a website on my book. I believe it's called www.christopherfloresarthur.com, I believe. But like that's not, they're gonna find it in the book though. They actually just made it. It's only gonna last for like 12 months, so it's not gonna last long. But you can find, just type in my name in my book, and then you'll just type my name in the book and then my name and by Christopher Flores, and you should find the site.
Yeah, like that's what I want to know. Like people, how can they go and purchase your book?
They can go on Exlibris, .com, which is what I highly recommend because they actually have other books that you might be interested in that you won't see on Barnes & Noble shelves. You can also purchase it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble online at least. And also, if you're not a fan of paperback, you can also purchase it on ebooks as well from Amazon and the same places as well.
Is there like anybody out there that you like to thank?
Yeah.
Like, you know, your family, your friends, you know, to help you push you through this journey?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my aunt through Rita for giving me the book Ender's Game in the first place, which actually helped me, inspired me to actually become a writer and write my own copies, write my own book in the first place. My professor that actually encouraged me to publish it, and the people that actually helped me edit it out a little bit, which were at Delta College.
Yeah, like I said, everybody has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
You can be little and you can still build yourself up.
Yeah.
Like I said, people like, oh, I go to that college and I did that. But you still, like I said, build yourself up. Like a lot of people.
I didn't really, if you would have told me like 10 years ago or something like that, or 5 years ago saying, hey, you're going to be good at writing the books, I'm like, I would say, you're lying right there. I'm not good at that. because I worked hard in English class before though, and I actually did some short stories for my class though before, and I didn't think it was good enough because my class would actually have a contest saying who would be better, who do you think stories better, and I actually never win those.
But also, like I said, it's the story, and make sure you get the readers interested.
Yeah.
Like sometimes some of these movies they make out here, they might be like a good trailer, and then when you watch it, it's boring.
I know, like Ender's Game, when they made it to a movie, I did not like that at all. Like they made the character completely off, and the age was wrong, and like everything was kind of off, like the way it was. The original story actually made good.
I know sometimes they do that because either they didn't make that movie precise, or because of copyright. That's why they'll switch a little off.
Yeah, like if you see Star Wars, whatever, at first it was good though, but then after Disney took over, you know how it sunk.
Yeah, like I said, everybody has their opinions and, you know, their way of they look at things. But like I said, just keep doing. Like I said, just like everybody says, practice. Read to yourself, look in the mirror. Does it sound good? What do I need to change? You know, brainstorm, cue cards.
I'm actually like practicing doing short stories, and I'm posting it on the site that I'm actually on called Vivid Art. They actually, all kinds of artists show up there, go publish their work there, like not just drawings, but also short stories, other stories, poems, any kind of little thing like that, even a short little animation thing. That's what I do. I practice doing that. That's only after I started working on this though. But
yeah, like stuff like that. Like don't let it stop you. You could dibble dabble. Like, you know, like you want to do like Star Wars kind of thing. You want to do anime. You want to do, you know, mystery. You want to do all kind of, like I said, whatever you're liking. Like you said, you'll get a niche, and then you'll probably like, okay.
I actually wrote some things in I have a little booklet, and I wrote something like, wrote a little idea that I think still can be made into a book later on. So I just write, you know what, I'll write a little idea.
Keep doing it.
Then I'll think long term later on if it's actually going to be if it's a good idea or not.
Yeah, keep doing it. When you wake up and you hear it, you might get it from your dream and jot it down. Like I said, have something to write it down because you'll forget it, and then you're going to get mad at yourself. Yeah, I hate to, like, when you do your homework on the computer, you didn't save it, and it freezes, and then you gotta start all over again, and then you got mad.
Someone interrupts you when you have an idea, figure out the answer to the question. Next thing you know, you interrupt, it's like, oh no, I gotta think about it all over again for that question.
Because then you get off track, and you're like, I had a good story, and now it froze. Now I forgot how it went. Then you got these little holes, and then like, I forgot what I put here.
That's what they always told me. Like my teachers always told, like the students always told me, saying, constantly save it, even if it's little or it's a mistake, save it. Though you might
stuff like that. What is it? What are you like scared? Like you ever had like a problem, then you fixed it, and then you figured it out.
Yeah, that's how it is. I gotta you have to memorize your problem, memorize every little detail of your problem though. Like making a book is no different than making like say making a dish, whatever, or making anything basically, like a piece of artwork, like of painting or cooking. Everything you have to see what you got and put it all together perfectly. Like think about how you're gonna make it together into one perfect thing. Like a painting, like you have to see what colors you have, how you want to use those colors, how you want to paint it, do your painting. That's how it is with books. Same with cooking though. You got all your ingredients together. What do you want to make with it?
Yeah, just like how I'm looking at this book here. What made you get the what's it called?
The picture.
The picture, the font, the color.
I let them be in control of the font, and they showed me saying, "Why? How are the fonts though? Are they perfect for you? Do you like how the way they set it up?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I like it the way it is."
Yeah, like you wanted wanted the book black, or this is how they are?
Yeah, that's how I wanted it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once they showed me once I showed them the picture of what options they can choose from, I actually picked it, and they showed me like, "All right, here's another front and back." They showed me an image of it, not like already printed already, but like a digital image of it. And I said, yeah, this is perfect. I would like it the way it is. I like it the way it is. They actually made the font, whatever. They showed me every little detail, every little thing they actually wanted that was gonna make a difference. They actually showed it to me.
I see stuff on the back of these. Are these lines from your
No,
book?
this is actually on the back of the. That's actually based on the back of the book, like the storyline, basically. If you think about it. Wait, yeah, it is. Wait, is it? Yeah, it is.
I was trying to see if they're all different or the same.
No, they're all the same. That's what he told me how they're gonna print it out. They actually said if it's they actually wanted to put like the story that line that's based on the back of the book to put on there. Each thing is different. Same thing with my characters. Like always put something unexpected in the book. Like always make sure you put something if you're like your book's too predictable, put something unexpected in it. Like always put something unexpected no matter
for that price, I don't know the price, but something like how many did you order? Or like, how many you get like say
they gave
you like 500 books and like 200 cards and like 500
They gave
bookmarks.
me 50. They gave me like about 100 of these and about 100 of these each basically, and they gave me about 6 copies of these. Of my book. This is actually one of my 6 copies that I have.
Okay.
And the rest I can just order it myself.
Yeah, just don't forget to order it online, everybody.
Yeah.
Just order it online. Like I said, can't wait to see, what else you got in your head to like put out to people like this. So is there anybody else you wanted to tell about the book, why they should get it? Is there like twists or like stuff
There's
like that? There's
twists and turns into it. There's more than just to it than just training and prepare for the missions. There's also twists and turns. Like I put some things that are unexpected into it. Like do you think, like you would think certain people will stick around longer? Where actually you think certain war events will actually take place. Certain things like how certain things are predictable. Like they were like, hey, the good guys always fight. They win all the time. Saying nope, mine's actually predictable. Like sometimes they get attacked and they lose people. I actually put more heart, like that's like when they think like, hey, if, like everything is accomplished, they won, there's actually something extra going on into it.
All right, so just let everybody know, where you could purchase these books, or either you got a number, you got a website they can look up. Let everybody know where they can grab your books.
And people who are just publishing a book and don't know how to get your word out there, doesn't matter like how you do it, how you get your name out there, as long as you do it. Any publicity at all is good publicity. Even if you're somehow getting like in trouble and something like that, if you get your name out there, it still counts somehow.
Yeah, because you're the person, you're manning, you're meeting the people.
Yeah.
So just let everybody know the website and how they can reach you if they interested in purchasing more.
It's through www.xlibris.com. That's the best way to purchase it, I believe. And another way to purchase it is through Amazon and Barnes & Noble online, but you can also call them, have them order the book for you, and you can just go to pick it up, I guess, the way they do it. But I highly recommend through Ex Libris, because you can find other books that you won't find on shelves of Barnes & Noble, or possibly you've never heard of, but you think it's good.
Okay, yeah.
They show reviews, all that, and ratings on their sites as well.
All right. Checking that out. So, this is OJ's Juice Bar, and, we're closing it out, here today. And thank you for letting everybody know about your book and letting everybody know what's going on. So, this is OJ Juice Bar, and we're signing off.